In the wake of the Republican tax bill, which is a radical redistribution from workers to the rich, Republican politicians are cashing in. So take a look at this. Paul Ryan collected $500,000 in Koch contributions days after House passed tax law. That's peanuts compared with what the Koch brothers will save. See, this is the way that the game is played. You have Republicans do your bidding because you gave them campaign contributions. They pass the legislation that saves you billions of dollars, and then you turn around and say, here, thank you so much. Here's $500,000, whatever. Don't spend it all in one place. So that's the way that the system in the U.S. works. So they bought a massive tax cut for themselves, and now they're paying off their little puppet bitches who did it for them. 5 other donors, including billionaire businessman Jeffrey Hildebrand and William Parfait, each contributed $100,000 in the last quarter of 2017, according to records. The Koch donations were paid to Team Ryan, which raises money for the Speaker of the House, Paul Ryan, the National Republican Congressional Committee, and a PAC run by Ryan. On the same day, Charles and Elizabeth Koch also donated $237,000 to the NRCC, the National Republican Congressional Committee. The Koch brothers are worth about $100 billion. So as a result of these tax cuts, they're going to save billions. Billions. Because, for example, the corporate tax rate went from 35% to 21% at a time when corporations are already paying a historically low percentage of the tax burden. So the burden is shifted onto working people. Now they're paying even less taxes, 35% to 21% the rate went. And then also with the estate tax, they're going to save a tremendous amount of money. There was an estate tax cut. And get this, I love this part of the story because this really shows you the nature of the way the system works. There are now, murmurs on Capitol Hill of, oh, Paul Ryan might actually resign. So Politico had this piece. Paul Ryan sees his wild Washington journey coming to an end. He felt he was made for this moment, but now on the verge of achieving his long-sought legislative dream, he's got his eyes on the exits. So, you know what Paul Ryan's entire career was about? 2 things. And they even admit this in the article, in the establishment outlet Politico. It's about 2 things. Cutting taxes for the rich and deregulation. You could camp that in one thing together. And then the other thing is cutting Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid. So that's it. That's all he cares about. That's his whole thing is like, I can't wait to get elected, so I do those things. Now, with Paul Ryan, you get a mix of reasons why. One reason is he's a puppet to the corporations who pay for his campaign. He's going to get paid when he leaves Congress. He's going to get some job in the private sector where he gets over $1 million a year to do nothing. Because he was a good little bitch to them when he was elected, so he's just going to do nothing and get paid by them when he leaves. That's the whole point, the revolving door that we're talking about. The other thing is Paul Ryan genuinely believes in his ideology. He read Ayn Rand as an awkward teenage boy who would simultaneously jerk off in a sock in between reading Atlas Shrugged and, watching TV and failing to hook up with women. So he genuinely believes that, like Ayn Rand's philosophy is, selfishness is good, greed is good. Gordon Gekko-y kind of outlook on life. It is moral to have a totally laissez-faire free market capitalism. Fuck safety nets. They're a bad thing. They steal from the productive and give to the parasite moochers at the bottom. So with Paul Ryan, it's part ideological. And with Paul Ryan, it's part, I'm a corporate puppet and I've been paid by these guys to do this. So it's really the perfect storm of odious, toxic beliefs that are now manifesting in a way that it's going to ruin countless lives because of what he's pushing for and what he succeeded in getting. He succeeded in getting a tax bill that, cuts taxes massively for the rich, but also, over a decade, it raises taxes on everybody making $75,000 a year or less. So, he already achieved everything he wanted to achieve. This is it. You think he wants to stay in there and deal with Trump's bullshit and asking him about Trump's dumbass tweets? Every week, the press is like, hey, what do you think of this? And he's got to fucking walk a fine line and say, okay, I think the guy's an idiot, but God, I love tax cuts and deregulation. So he doesn't want to deal with the bullshit anymore, man. He doesn't want to deal with that. And he already achieved what he wants to achieve. Now he wants to leave and go to the private sector and get fucking paid. Get paid back for everything he did for corporations and the rich. So, and by the way, in the case that happens, all that happens with the money he collected, it'll get reallocated to other people in the National Republican Congressional Committee. So it'll go to other Republican politicians and other right-wing causes, and he's going to go get paid anyway in the private sector, so it doesn't matter to him. So it'll be interesting to see what he ends up doing, but that was the whole purpose. Notice you have almost nobody. There are very few politicians who are similar crusaders for causes of poor people in Congress. It's not like, so Paul Ryan's whole career was, I cannot wait to do the bidding of corporations and the establishment and rich people. That was his whole career. From day one, this was why he's in there. Rose to power, Speaker of the House, achieves what he wanted to achieve, now I'm gone. But how many people, my job, the whole reason I'm elected, end homelessness. That's my whole thing. I'm coming in here as a strong Democratic candidate. I'm going to end homelessness, rise through the ranks, become a powerful congressperson or a powerful senator, fulfill your goal of ending homelessness, and then, hey, I'm going to leave now. I'm going to go leave to work on a charity that feeds homeless people now. See, you don't have that. The way the system is set up, you have really, really strong, powerful, aggressive Republican politicians who achieve their goals, and you have weak, mealy-mouthed Democrats who are half Republicans anyway. They're Republican light. People like Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi. Remember when Harry Reid? I'm Harry Reid, and I would maybe like to do some left-wing legislation a little bit, but not really, and I'd like to give you a lot of what you want if you're a Republican, and where's my stapler? That's who Harry Reid. Harry Reid is the guy from Office Space with the fucking stapler. That's Harry Reid in real life. So, but there's a reason why he was the one that was in control. That he was the person who was powerful in the Democratic Party. Because that's who the donors want. Do the donors want fucking Ro Khanna up there, doing scorched earth strategy against Republicans? Your tax cuts are wrong. Your wars are stupid and bad and immoral. And no, they'll be like, X-nay on the fucking talkskay. Stop. So that it's like that by design. So that's why we're fighting an uphill battle when we try to change the system, because the whole system is geared towards the multiple layers of filtration are there to make the weak Democrats rise in the Democratic Party and the strong Republicans rise in the Republican Party, so you get those pro-corporate policies, pro-war policies ad nauseum. So there you have it. Paul Ryan and the other Republicans, loathsome, soulless cretins who are so bought and don't care about the optics of it at all, that right after they pass a tax cut for the rich, they go and raise money from the rich and act like, hey, no, there's nothing to see here. I don't know what you mean. I thought, oh, you guys noticed that I was taking money from the rich right after I passed a bill that helps the rich? You know what? Whatever. Who cares? Sure, I did it, and I'm a corporate sellout. Who gives a shit?